Hi, this is our second TravelingMel Getting to Go video where we're going to update you on our progress since the last video.
So progress, some of the things we've accomplished so far are we've gotten most of our house prep done. We've got it listed. We've even had an open house and a few showings. But we've also had some fun. We went and floated the river, the Madison River, a couple weekends ago, and you can see that on TravelingMel channel. And we are sort of taking a break from some of the house prep. It's been a lot of work, and it's nice to have that off the plate for a while.
Yeah, so some of the challenges we've been thinking about in the last week have been whether or not to spend our time getting more work ready and getting more prepared for this trip, or having fun and floating and hiking and doing all the stuff we love about our very short Montana summer. So honestly, for me, it's mostly been hiking and floating and being outside.
And for me, I've been doing a lot of prepping stock footage and trying to get that up online so that we have passive income going forward, but also doing some floating and some hiking and spending some time with the kids and going out and having the occasional beer.
Yeah, there's been a lot of beer this week for some reason. So we're going to answer some questions that came up after the last video. And the first one is, from an overpacker, how are you going to choose what to bring? And we're still kind of working on this, but I think we want to travel pretty light. Like, we need to be able to carry all of our stuff. You know, between going from airplanes to trains to buses or whatever. So we've been debating whether we mostly stick to warmer climes and not bring all the winter stuff we have, or whether we just don't bring that much. So anyway, I guess we don't really have that figured out, but we aren't bringing very much. We're going to bring some clothes, we'll bring computers, cameras, and Kindles for reading, but I don't know that we'll bring that much with us. And you know, it's Europe, so if there's anything we don't bring, we can get. It's not like we'll be out in the middle of the desert somewhere without access to stuff. So we're just going to keep it low-key, keep it minimal.
Will we purchase a vehicle or rely on public transportation? We're definitely going to rely on public transportation. Vehicles, from our understanding, the whole process is pretty expensive. I know some people get what they call caravans over there and go around and camp and do that sort of thing, but we are going to rely on buses and trains and our feet, hopefully a lot, and save some money that way.
Yeah, plus I think that gets us a little more immersed in the places as well. So number 3, will Anders legally be able to sell jokes on the sidewalk? Well, I don't know if that's legal here, but he does it, so I guess if he can figure out the language, he'll probably do it wherever we are.
Be a good exercise for him, a little practice. Okay, how are you going to choose where you're going and when? We have already chosen 2 options for our first destination, either Italy or Paris, depending on when we leave and where we go, or when we leave. And after that, we're just gonna sort of see where the spirit takes us, our spirit. We'll sort of do some research when we get there, see how we feel, and make a decision once we get there.
Yeah, I guess some of that will depend on what clothes we bring with us. So how many languages do you speak between the 4 of you? So the 4 of us are all really pretty decent at English. I can kind of get by in Spanish, Henry's okay at Italian, Anders is learning some French.
I have some high school French that I can probably fall back on.
And Finn's learning some Swedish. So basically we speak English, but we're hoping to relearn or learn some other languages as well.
Yeah, we've been dipping into Duolingo as a way to learn new languages. It's been, I don't know how much it's taken, but it's kind of fun to do. You can put in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or whatever you want. on a daily basis and get points. So it's kind of rewarding that way. Do we have an itinerary for the year? I think we kind of answered that one, and the answer is no, not a strict itinerary. We do know that we have, out of every 180 days, we can only be in the Schengen zone, which is mainly mainland Europe, for 90 of those 180 days. They don't have to be consecutive, and the period starts when we first land in the Schengen zone. So we're going to have to find some places outside of that zone, the UK, Ireland, currently Croatia and Romania. I'd really like to go to Jordan. Probably Morocco is on the list. And we'll do some other research around what other countries we can do to sort of give us those 90 days outside of that zone and still stay in Europe.
And we know Morocco and Jordan are not in Europe, just to be clear. But, you know, in addition to that, where we go is partly depending on what we find out. So we had a great recommendation for Slovenia, so thank you to Amanda for that. And my mom will be in the Provence region of France in the spring, so I'm sure we'll meet her over there. And we have another friend who wants to be somewhere warm over the holidays, so maybe we'll end up either in the south of Spain or somewhere like that. If we know someone's coming to visit us, we'll probably make it work, because we want to go everywhere. There's nowhere that we don't want to go, you know.
Goals for the week ahead. For me, I'm actually going to head out for a week working for the American Prairie Reserve, which is up in north central Montana. It's a really interesting project. Look it up online if you can, americanprairie.org. I've been working with them for a few years now, and we're going to go float the Missouri River and go to their main property where they've got a ton of bison and prairie dogs and burrowing owls and all kinds of stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, I'm going to collect some 360 video while I'm up there, so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, my goals for the week are to hang out with my buddies, Anders and Finn, to maintain a perfectly clean house in case somebody wants to come look at it and buy it. And just get outside and, of course, work, just regular work.
Things that are making us happy this week. My thing that's making me happy this week is probably getting some new camera gear. Melinda got a new Sony RX100 Mark IV that she's learning to use. I've got a Sony a7S II that I'm learning to use. I've got a new, very small, condensed on-camera microphone, which hopefully you're hearing us well right now. And that is a bit intimidating to learn a new camera system, but it's also a lot of fun. I'm also looking forward to going back up to the APR and shooting up there.
Things that are making me happy this week are painting rocks by the river and watching the boys dig in the mud by the pond and paddleboarding and working enough to make some money, but not so much that I don't get to do other stuff.
So you can help us out by, again, submitting more questions if you have them, tips if you've got them, and also leaving comments below and letting us know what you think of our videos and how to make them better. And also by subscribing and sharing these videos with your friends. So every view gives us a half of a cent or a quarter of a cent or something like that. And each one of those quarter of a cent adds up and helps us have more adventures to share with you.
So thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. See you next time. Cool.
TravelingMel.com